I would like to introduce the panelists. Dr. Parthiban. He has done his B.Tech Chemical Engineering in Coimbatore Institute of Technology, M.Tech Plant Design, Regional Engineering College, Trichy, PhD in Environmental Engineering Technology and in Anna University, and MBA in Human Resource Management, University of Madras. He's having 28 years of experience in the industry as well as in the engineering colleges. He has started with CEC, Karaikudi, Central Electrical and Chemical Research Institute, Karaikudi, then South India Viscose Limited, Coimbatore, and Neisar India, Pondicherry. He was in the shift production process. Then he started his career as a lecturer in Shanmuga College of Engineering, then Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering in Sri Perambatoor, and now he is professor in head Chemical Engineering Department of SSN College of Engineering. He is a PhD guide for students of Anna University and other universities. He has submitted papers, and he is also guiding currently students. He has received a lot of grants from AICT and also from for seminar grants from AICT. He is a professional. He is a professional member of Institution of Engineers India, life fellow of many institutions like Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers. He is also vice chairman of Institute of Chemical Engineers. He is also the member of Institute of Public Health Engineers, International Association of Engineers, Indian Waterworks Association. Of course, he is a fellow member of IIP, Energy Fuel Users Association of India. I welcome you, sir. He has presented a lot of papers in the international journal, and 30 papers have been indexed in the international and national conferences, and he has author for the 7 books and 3 book chapters. Welcome you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we have with us Engineer Ashok Sethuraman. He is joined from Coimbatore. Mr. Ashok is the empaneled Bureau of Energy Efficiency accredited energy auditor under the Ministry of Power, Government of India. He conducts PAT, perform, achieve trade audits in designated industry for energy consumers. He also conducts monitoring and verification audits in designated consumers. He is past National Vice President of Indian Association of Energy Management Professionals, and he is currently Central Council member of the IAMP. He has done his BSc University rank in Madras University, and also has done his B.Tech MIT Madras Institute of Technology, Instrumentation Technology. He has close to 40 years of industrial experience in the maintenance, projects, and commissioning. He visited abroad on the Cleaner Production Mechanism project and the World Bank project. He had professional training in India and abroad, and he has worked in abroad also. He conducts energy audits in around 200. He has conducted 200 for 200 industries, and his articles are people eagerly wait for his articles in many of the professional journals like Cooling India, Textile Journals, and IAMP house journals. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Pupai.
And Mr. Mukesh Shah from Mumbai is joining us. He is director of DM Systems. He is an electronics and telecommunication engineer. He is specialized in vibration monitoring techniques and tools. He is association with Atochem France. If I beg your pardon if I spelled it wrongly. France and Rion, Japan, a leader in condition monitoring instrumentation. He is currently in the business of sound systems for emergency purposes, representing Industronic Germany. Mr. Shah has wide exposure with customers and associates with Germany, France, Canada, Japan, and USA. He was guest faculty in NITI, Mumbai for EDP program and maintenance. He is a life fellow of IIP and also senior member of IEEE USA. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much.
We have with us Dr. J. Bala Murugan. He is currently Assistant Executive Engineer in the headquarters of Tangenco, Tamil Nadu Electricity Unit of Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. Dr. J. Balamurugan has received his engineering doctorate from St. Peter's University and MTech from Dr. MGR University. He did his Bachelor of Engineering from Madras University. He has overall 20 years of experience, out of which 8 years in installation, administration, maintenance of various networking systems, hardware peripherals on Windows, Linux services, firewall, video conferencing solutions, and also he has 6+ years in the generation, transmission, distribution, ranging from 110 megawatt to 600 megawatt generators, 230, 400 kV HT lines, 230 kV indoor, outdoor substation, HVAC operations, IoT, AMR smart metering process. He is also in the committee of tariff revision coordination, and also is the project coordination with NAHAI. He has delivered a lot of lectures and in various engineering colleges in the subject of renewable energy resources, electric hybrid vehicles, IoT solutions, home automation, blockchain, energy auditing, AI-based algorithm, PSC software for engineering students, and he is also the elected member of electrical committee in the electrical division of Institution of Engineers, India, the Tamil Nadu State Committee. He is actively involved in professional societies. He can be seen in many societies delivering lectures, IET like IEEE, IET, IIP, Engineers Without Borders, ISTE, and he has volunteered imparting skills to budding engineers. Warm welcome to Dr. Balamurugan.
Happy to be a part of the conference. Thank you.
Last but not least, I would like to introduce moderator of the session today, none other than our National President, Engineer Ashish Shekhar. He has done his BE Mechanical Engineering and also his MBA. He is a fellow member of IAP. He is a black belt in Lean and lead auditor in ISO 9001 and 2015. He is a trained TPM coordinator. He is having more than 38 years of hands-on experience in industrial manufacturing, plant engineering, EHS, quality, energy management, and lean management. He is a consultant, trainer, auditor. He is associated with our IAP for very long years, since its inception in Karnataka. He is retired as GM Manufacturing for Canada, India. He is trained abroad in various management and technical aspects. He has carried out several audits in energy, safety, environment, asset, etc. Is implemented energy conservation concepts and methods, deployed of various renewable energy sources, especially solar power, and facilitated more than 150 lean projects. He has worked more than 100 cost reduction projects, successfully implemented various manufacturing techniques, JIT, CAN, BAN, zero defects, TQM, TPM at Kenametal. He is trained more than 20,000 persons in various organizations, the subject of lean, safety, energy management. Has coordinated many national, international seminars. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
On behalf of IIP, I welcome all the panelists and moderator to start the session. Over to Engineer Ashish Shekhar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prakash. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Today
Good
is
evening,
the birthday. Today is the birthday of our Bharat Ratna Sir M. Vishweshwaraya, one of the greatest engineers we had in India. And his birthday is being celebrated as the Engineers Day in India. And we at IAP, we are conducting this panelist discussion today on this occasion of Engineers Day. I welcome the eminent speakers, Dr. Parthivan, Dr. Balamurugan, Mr. Ashok Seturaman, and Mr. Shah, for having agreed to come and share their views on this topic. plant engineer's role is a very vital role in the organization because he is the custodian of the various physical assets in any industry. And one of the main objectives of the plant engineer is to ensure that the physical asset is available whenever it is needed, and at the same time it should deliver the rated output and quality, taking into account the safety aspects also. This is being done by technology, by strategy, by action, planning, etc. etc. So this plant engineer should be always on the lookout for newer technology so that he can identify it, adapt it to become more effective and more efficient. Nowadays, continuous process, continuous improvement and change management is the key word in the industry in order to survive as well as to sustain and to grow. Continuous improvement and this change is a byproduct of this technology. Technology helps a lot for continuous improvement, and only any engineer, not only plant engineer, any engineer should be on the lookout for the newer technologies and how we can adapt it to his environment, his work area, and how we can become more effective and more efficient and be more competitive. So we have these 4 speakers today. Dr. Parthiban is going to talk to us on how the practicing engineers should collaborate, should interface with the academia, with the professional bodies, with the research institution, so that they adopt those technologies available so that they can improve in their area of the work and become more effective. We have Dr. Balamurugan, who will be talking to us on the various technological aspects in power and process industries and how the plant engineer can adapt it. Mr. Ashok Sethuraman is going to talk to us on energy management, energy conservation, and how technologies will help us to achieve this and to reduce the specific energy consumption. Mr. Ukesh Shah is going to talk to us on the plant engineering role in identifying the technology and adapting it and implementing it so that the plant engineers become more effective and more productive. With this, I request Dr. Parthiban to start this meeting and deliver his talk. One small thing. During the time of the lecture, each speakers will get around 10 minutes. I request them to take 10 minutes for their talk. And during their talk, I request all the participants to put their video and audio on mute. But they can put their questions in the chat box so that it will be available. And once all the 4 speakers finish their talk, then we can go back to, we can demute it and we can have the question answer session and the discussion session. Prakash, you collect all the questions in the chat so that you can present it during the question answer session. Okay. With this,
Yes, sir, will be done. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shall I request Dr. Parthiban to start off with this lecture? Please, Mr. Parthiban.
Yes. Good evening to all. I'd like to thank the National President, Engineer R.C. Shekhar, and then the National Secretary, Engineer Prakash, for providing me an opportunity to share my views on this one. And I'd like to also thank my co-panelists, where each and everyone will be sharing on their different areas. Like the topic which has been shared to me is, I think, this one is visible. My PPT is visible, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So like I'll be sharing my views on future plant engineers collaboration with academia and professional bodies in technological functions and research support. First, I'd like to say that it is a Happy Engineers Day. As per So Vishweshwaraya's wording, science is about knowing, engineering is about doing. So the outline of my presentation will be on like the current statistics given by AICT, that is the state versus enrollment and intake during the last year, and program versus institute and institute type. And then the quality of engineers, then the necessary for interaction with the professional societies, then the professional society and academic collaboration, the best practices which are followed by some of the foreign professional societies, and then the last one will be on the area of strategic areas and the challenges again. So this one will give an overview of the state versus enrollment and the intake of the academic year during the last year. So if you take the intake is very high in Tamil Nadu, and then again the intake and the enrollment is more or less slightly on the proportionally side, like so the enrollment will be is higher in Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. So like we can see a lot of gap between the intake and the enrollment. So more or less it is 30 or 40 or 50% dip in between the intake and the enrollment. So that is where we have the engineers, we face a lot of challenges from the academic year also. And then this gives an overview of the different areas, like see from the applied arts, architecture, design, hotel management, and so on. So like in this one, the engineering and technology forms the major part during this academic year, because, and then this is the type of institutes which contributes to the engineers each and every year. So like if you take the engineers who are coming out of the college each and every year, is majority is from the unaided private as well as from the government and the university managed government side. So like we will be tapping into in these three colleges only as far as the industry is concerned. So like again, when we speak about the quality of the engineers, like there was a clipping from the last year Times of India, where the survey has been carried out by the Scholar Academy, who was effectively enhancing the coding skills of software professionals. So like, this is founded only by IIT Hyderabad alumni. So like this is with respect to our Indian country only. So like out of 15 lakh engineers graduate each and every year. So like 2.5 lakh students with relevant jobs. And again, in the 2.2 lakh openings in the software. And then the CTC is only around 3 to 5 lakhs per annum. And then only the 3% of the 15 lakh engineers provide a very good mix of autonomy with a package of around 8 to 10 lakhs per annum. And then other 3% of the graduates with high quality jobs from Tier 1 colleges. So there is a lot of concern is with the Tier 2 and Tier 3 colleges. Then you see the prerequisites where the industry seeks is the independent thinking enhancement, analytical brain with self-creation of ideas, solutions to problems of both. This is also the prerequisites for any type of students. But as far as the industry is concerned, like they have to work along with the team, and then this independent thinking and the analytical brain and solutions to problems is the major areas where the industries as well as the research institutions also look in. As we say about the interaction with professional society, so like here, nowadays, like with the new education policy and the reforms which has been carried out, we are looking into the skill-based directives for sector or the industry-wise. For example, if you take any of the industry, like if you take the major industries like Dow and all, like they take the students in the third year itself, like they see their caliber and all with a test, and then in the final year, they give around 2 to 3 months of training over there, and then the project work will be done by them, and then they are absorbed over there. So like either, like again, we need to have a interaction with the sector, again, sector-wise or the industry-wise, and then nowadays, like since many of the colleges are having autonomy, the colleges are also interested to go in for an industry-wise or sector-wise. And then again, the flexibility in broadening engineering education through the informal ways, that is where right now we are doing it, like with the interaction with many professional societies, and then bridge the difference in the level and areas of research and technological expansion. For example, like if you take any of the industry, like again, they will not be going in for any publications and all, they will be straight away going for the patent. But then again, as far as we are like academicians are concerned, we will be able to have the trust, and it is a mutual trust where we will be able to work together and then go in for a patent filing. So that is where we will be going in for the technology transfer and know-how. Then again, like based upon all those things, the curriculum can be planned accordingly. So that is why, like if you take the current national education policy, they are more or less oriented towards the skill-based education. Then like again, the importance of student membership in professional societies play a major role. Again, like the students are exposed to only one or two professional societies. Like if you take my own discipline, like chemical engineering, I enforce the students to be a student member of Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers. But apart from that, there's a lot of inhibition among them. And again, like since I am from the industry, like initially I have been around 3 to 4 years of the industry, I am able to know the difficulties faced by the industry. So like here, like we need to have a proper bridge of training for the faculty also. And then again, when the students are becoming student membership, again, like criteria may be followed by the industry or by the HR of the concerned industry, so that they look into whether the students are members of some of the professional societies. If you take our Indian Institute of Plant Engineers, like that is an interdisciplinary area. So like nowadays, like when we are going in for interdisciplinary research and all, definitely interdisciplinary professional societies play a major role. And then again, like as I said, mentioned earlier, the importance and weightage should be given for the student members during the placement. Then here the experts can give startup guidance, ideas, and continuous support. Again, like right now, like if you take the Engineering Council of India, which is an apex body which is having around 33 professional societies, even slightly right now, I feel that the visibility of interdisciplinary professional societies is less. I think most probably like our national president can throw upon some light on it. I may be wrong, but in general, the visibility is less. So we need to focus upon the visibility of, otherwise the Engineering Council of India can take a lead of it. And then again, which I mentioned earlier, like the interaction or joint collaboration with core professional societies, like we have a, as far as our chemical engineering is concerned, we have a Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, like we should have a joint interaction with the other professional interdisciplinary professional societies like IAP and so on. Like the professional societies can conduct the certificate courses. If they are able to, like right now, we are having an open 2 or 4 open electives, and then we used to waive one of the electives, which will be equivalent to around 4 credits. Suppose if the professional societies is going to give some certificate courses, then we will be able to waive off on courses, and that certificate courses will be useful for the student when they join in the particular industry. Right now, this is some of the areas where I thought to mention that, like we can also start the certificate courses. And in earlier days, like we have an accreditation which is carried out by the software companies, but right now it is not there, like because of the NASCOM regulations and all. Like previously, we used to have TCS cognizant certification for that particular course and all. So again, right now, like some of professional societies can take a lead, or otherwise, if you take the accreditation, NBA accreditation during 1998 or 2000 and all, in that panel or in that group, there will be one professional society member along with a team of 3. But afterwards, after 2003 and all, that practice has been waived off and it is not there. Like when there is one member from the professional society, they'll be able to look out how the students and how the college is performing with reference to the industry and the academic year, whether they are able to have a bridge or not. Like this is also again a challenge where we need to convince the government regulations and of course from my own academic bodies. This is sharing. Like if you take the best practices, like the funding and the assistantships can be there. And then if you take the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, like it is more or less a free membership for the students. Once when they become a member, which is free, like they can use the American Institute of Chemical Engineers e-library. Similarly, like when they are a student member of Institute of Chemical Engineers UK, they can have an online access to their e-library and their iChemie journals and loss prevention bulletin. Like that is where the students are also focused, and then they would like to become members. But here, somehow, like our journals and things is not on par with those journals. So, like we have to raise that standard also. And then, lastly, like what I would like to convey is like we need to have a innovation incubation center where it can be jointly with the industry and professional societies. Where right now, like even the IITs, when during the Professor Anand period, they have started it, a research park, which I think even it took more than a decade for them to stabilize it. So like the next level of colleges, again, we are also like we have planned and then we are also on the move. We are able to have a very good progress on it. But as far as the next tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, no, it is not possible. And again, when you speak about the interdisciplinary research, we need to have again IIPE and all the other interdisciplinary professional societies can play a major role in the presentations, and then to have a sessions on the regular society meetings. Again, like they can throw away some of the interdisciplinary research topics for seminars, workshops, and all. Again, promote networking. Again, like our Indian Institute of Professional Society, especially like when Prakash was there. Like I think last year, like just before the pandemic, I have sent around 10 or 15 students for the visit to the Gunforce factory, and then where it was very much useful to them, and then where they were able to convey the message to all the other students where that exposure is not got by the other students, and also like they are looking forward for such type of interactions and then a visit. And then again, like co-hosting symposia with other societies, and then establishing special awards that recognize the interdisciplinary researchers, so we can have a forum, especially for the interdisciplinary researchers, and then sponsoring, and then create sections or divisions on boards that represent the interdisciplinary aspects of their own fields. I think with that, I'd like to thank National Secretary and National President for giving me an opportunity. I think I am on time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the excellent talk, sir. May I now request Dr. J. Balamurugan to present his.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Balamurugan?
Yes, sir. So I'm there, sir. So one moment. So thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity to present my views on the excellence in power as well as process industry. So I'm J. Balamurugan from Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. So I'm here to talk about certain areas where there is a development. One of our co-panelists who spoke about a lot of information about interactions with the engineers, with academia. So that was an excellent presentation with the data. So the data is more valid, and the data science is very much important. The talk of the town, and more than 2.5 lakh engineers who are coming out are indulged only in the IT industry rather than getting into the other industry. But the depth into that IT industry, all the people are working for process industry and chemical industries only. I could see that a lot of IT companies are working for process industries alone. So that means that every industry is interconnected, and they are working on to upgrade as well as update themselves with the forthcoming technology, and that's where the payment is also very high. So we could see that the industry which is coming up is booming like anything because of the payment. So we believe in the payment only, or the updations that is coming up means it's because of the update that we have, that more than 2.5 lakhs are appointed and getting their salary fixed in IT industry. So that is the catchy point that can be added up. And going forward, we could see that the 3/4 of my slides sees that the brighter world. So the brighter part is only because of the power, so which is coming from the plant engineering. So really need to be appreciated for such work where any growth is only connected with the industry. So it is about the plant engineering as well as the power industry. So it is about the, I'm here to talk about excellence in industrial automation in era of industrial 4.0. So which is the talk of the town. During these pandemic situations, everyone is connected with the world, but disconnected. So disconnected world was connected only through internet, means it was through IoT devices where we were talking with Alexa and Siri or Google Assistants, whatever it may be. So at the outside, I just want to convey happy Engineers Day, and the co-panelists, all the people who are present here to convey the message for the engineering world. So next is, so if we teach today the way we are taught yesterday, we aren't preparing students for today or tomorrow. So this was an unknown author that was published in Google, but we could see that yesterday every kids were stopped not for watching the movies, but they were stopped to not to use the mobile. But today I could see that all the parents are buying a new mobile to ask the students or ask the kids to watch the classes going on. At least you sit for 2 hours or at least 1 hour. So at least you can go ahead and learn it. So whether it is the conditional bail or it is mandatory that we need to adhere with it, means yes, we need to adhere with it. So that is called Industrial 4.0. So what is this? So it was the earlier innovations and inventions that got attraction by the common people to the modern world. So this was again updated with a wheel, so which changed the slight automation, and again going forward, so it was motorized, and we could see that the process industry has got chapatis or puris done within seconds, and now we could see that the process industry has made it possible to have a full-time automation. Yes, it is about the history of industrial revolution. So 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 3.5, 4, and now it's 5, which is about the personalization. No more TV channels. It's about the personal TV channels we have, and as well as the mobile. So all the people who are talking around are talking to only the mobiles because they don't have friends or relatives, I don't know, but they are alone sitting in the park talking with the mobile alone. So I'm just here to throw about the maximize your failure to achieve your goals. So dream big, take action, get to work, reach the goal. So that was the achievement which was given. So you don't need to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. So that means that automations. So automations can be done through a lot of steps, but there is a sustainable outcome which draws all the engineering platform integrated to IoT. So this is called Internet of Things. So technology-driven education, the new technologies evolve at an exponential phase, and there is no historical precedent that marked the beginning of the evolution, hence being called disruptive technologies, which is ruling right now. I could see that artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, Internet of Things, and autonomous vehicles, bio, nanotechnology, 3D printing, all such information is coming behind, or it is the top notch, means yes, it is the top notch. So every individual need to have this disruptive technology knowledge about it. So this is the excellence in engineering. So that brought about an automation, means what's the need for automation in an industry? So is there a need, or I can go ahead and have the ordinary missionaries, means I could not compete with the common world. So, but automation, so to increase the labor productivity, to reduce the labor cost, to mitigate the effects of labor shortage, to reduce or remove routine manual clerical jobs, to improve worker safety, to improve product quality, all these are going to add up, means what I need to do. So all this can be done through a smart world. A smart watch is there, a smart operation is done, and smart computer is there, smartphone is there. Why not the world can have all such things, means the smart meter is going to come in electricity boards. You can also switch on and switch off, and the time of day meters are going to be integrated with the smart metering. So all such things are going to be with the IT and OT. So that is information technology and operational technology going to be integrated means, but we also have a thought process to do justice to the world means we need to have a sustainable world. So that is green world. So we can see whatever we are seeing, it's a myth or it is a illusion. So we need to work on. So I will just think about it, and I'm here to talk about only the visualization part. So going forward, the today's grid is a layer or it is a linear integrations, but tomorrow's grid is going to be integrated outcome. So that means that isolated world is going to be integrated with any part. So today we could see that no more electricity is being tapped from the grid. It is all self-generation. So that means that every individual want to generate of their own. And the plant engineering is also distributed. So earlier it was only with the coals, and now we have all the alternatives. So lot of energies are coming from different formation, but how it is being distributed, it is about the energy conservation. One of our co-panelists is having a vast experience explaining about it. So we'll just go ahead and have what is automation and how things are working on. So it is about the industrial automation. So predictive maintenance, smart metering, asset tracking, automated vehicles, smart plant monitoring. So all these are categorized under industrial automations means we need to focus on how things are working on. So the concept is here. It is about the industrial 4.0. So it is about the manual process which is being digitalized, and there's a digitalization leads to automation, and the automation is going to be the connectivity, which is the production engineering. So it is about the connected world and the data, which is very valid. So Internet of Things, cloud, big data, and artificial intelligence are going to be connected with a mobile. So an Enfield which cost 1.8 lakh rupees is equivalent to a iPhone which cost only 1.8 lakh rupees. So whoever is going to buy it, so the denominations it's not going to matter because the value is very much important. So going forward, so how things are going to be there. So it's about the quickly flexibility, and it is going to be oriented with us. So how it is going to be oriented, it is part and parcel of our life. So it is going to be cost efficient. So both larger volume or small quantities, it is going to be there. So it also going to have short lead time. So how things are going to be connected means it is the layer is going to be the sensor layers, which is the primary layer, and it is going to be integrated with the PLC, and the PLC and the SCADA, which leads to the SCADA data pulling up of informations, and the MES where the data and the process is going to be integrated, where the top layer enterprise resource planning would give all such informations, where all the locations would be integrated, and we can have a common output. I had a video so which would be showing up, but if time permits later we can discuss about it. So the production earlier was something with only for customers, but after now, right now we could see that the Pepsi or Coca-Cola are coming from a single plant in a smaller FSI itself. That means that industrial automation has brought different kinds of bottling system or process chain management. So that is achieved through industrial 4.0 means the IT and operation technology has integrated with all such gadgets and frameworks. So that has brought Internet of Things to work on. So the Internet of Things, what is that? The myth word which is being talk of the town. So it's a network of physical object devices, vehicles, buildings, and other items embedded with electronics, software, sensors, and network connectivity that enables these objects to collect and exchange data. Yeah. So it is going to be the collection of data means what is the data science we are talking about. Yes, it is everywhere. And we could see that it started from Arnold Schwarzenegger with a movie, but right now every movie is a sci-fi movie only. So whichever comes in Hollywood, it's a sci-fi, but even in Bollywood or Gollywood also, we could see that all the movies are with sci-fi. So that means that the sci-fi is being connected everywhere, and we could see that everything is connected, and we could see that 20.5 billion devices are connected and expected to grow further. So it is going to be 1.9 trillion IoT devices connected. So what's the myth there? So it's no more myth. It is a part and parcel. It is going to be more electric, more connected, and more distributed, and it is more efficient. So that is very much important. So it is going to be more efficient means we need to think about the nature. So nature, nature has given a lot of things, and the sensory organs make us a perfect human beings. So the human beings has given such idea to connect all such informations through IoT devices. So the smallest and handy IoT device is our smartphone, where a lot of sensors are there. The touch screen, light sensor, Wi-Fi sensor, wind speed sensor, Bluetooth, lot of sensors are there. So the primary objective can be achieved through these technologies. Means RFID is the primary sensor, which is connected through Wi-Fi IEEE 802.11, starting from A to G, or a barcode or QR code that is going to be the part and parcel of every Swiggy or Zomato, so which is there. So Zigbee IEEE 802.15.4 is the network which can be worked on with the smaller areas. Sensors and smartphones play a vital role in connecting each and everything. Means so we have a famous quote from Steve Jobs. So he's a pioneer. I was talking about iPhone. So he always says a word. It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. So that is the outcome that iPhone has come up. So future education industry would be integrated with robotics, UAVs, AI, singularity. So it is about the quantum computing, so which is the talk of the town right away. So it's about the UX and UI. So user exchange and user information can be connected with an API. Means it is where we have Android stores where a lot of applications are available. And going forward, it is about the digital currency. We talk about blockchain technology and the cryptocurrencies that is coming up, and we are about to have all such technologies. Going forward, the technology which is going to be the talk of the town is about complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment, decision making, service orientation, negotiation, and cognitive flexibility. So these are all the areas where all the students need to update. Means yes, it is the industrial requirement, and so that the students need to update and they need to possess this particular area, or they need to equip with their ideas. So and going forward, we also have 2018 storage for all, 2021 robot and service, 2022 Internet of Things, wearable internet, 3D printing, manufacturing. By 2027, the world would be ruled by Bitcoin and blockchain. So now we are about to experience driverless car, AI, and decision making. Smart cities. Means it is earlier itself. It's not by 2027. By next year itself, we can experience all such things coming up. And we could also see these slides which is showing up with the IoT. It is about the smart home. So every machine is talking. All the objects which are what to say, like they don't have a life. We thought that they don't have a life, but LG Life's Good has brought a lot of changes with the fridge. So artificial intelligence has made it. Means a smart home. And we also have smart cities where all the trucks, garbages, and everything is being connected with IoT devices. And we could also see Holy Cow, so which has been connected with sensor, which gives a lot of data. So how cows are been organized, and we could also get the data. So every day we get 200 MBs of data from cow to equip with increase in milk or meat, so whatever it may be. So but everything is there. So the data is very vital. So we could see the Google, which is exposing a lot of things, but only certain areas are being listed in Google, but much of the data is unavailable, but only the tip of an iceberg. So this gives a clear-cut idea of what is data and how things are working on. So we could also see that Internet of underground things. So a lot of things are working on. So I'm just thinking about the time and other thing. I'm just moving on with a slide to say that Internet of battlegrounds, the drones are ruling already. So in Jammu Kashmir and other areas, now Afghanistan. So a lot of drone technologies are there, so which is ruling us, and ambulance and other part of the things also working on. So going forward, satellites would be interconnected with IoT and Internet of Nano Things. So the IEEE devices would be connecting with pencil, pen, rubber, eraser, whatever it may be. So everything is going to be nano connected with IoT. So And a wonderful opportunity is telemedicine or teleoperation. So whatever things have come up is because of this IoT. Means going forward, we would be mimicking ourselves. So that means that the robot would be a symbolic representation of ourselves, where we can see the mirror. Means everything is going to be connected. So it is about the technology background. So anytime, any place, anything we could see is all the outcome. So coming to the point, excellence in industry is about the smarter. Everyone in this world wants smarter, and we also smart enough to adjust with such things. Means why not the power industry or the process industry could be updated? Means already there. The 20 years back, Siemens introduced Industrial 4.0, and we are updating it on a regular basis, and we could see that the electrical company has made it with a smart grid, and the health industry, which is booming like anything, which is coming up with all such technologies about the smart watch or smart tracking. All such things have come up with a smart health and a smart home, and a home area network, and electric vehicles are going to be connected with a smart home, and your time of day metering is going to come up, where whatever we are switching on, so that would be paid by an electricity board. Means it is an opportunity for the consumers to utilize the power. So it is not that earlier it was 8 rupees or 20 rupees, but now for using the electricity itself, we are going to give the payment. Means it is a wonderful opportunity with a smart home and smart cities. Already Chennai, Coimbatore have been implementing the smart city plan, smart industries. So like, as I said, the smart industries, bottling systems, and other industries, Ola has come up with automation. So Ola cars we have heard about, but Ola scooter is booming like anything. And smart TV, smart watch, smart car, smart cakes. And the constraint is only one thing, the sustainability. Everything is being automated. Means whether we are going to talk with the machines or human, but still the human has invented everything for the happiness. We always take the positive sense. We would be more happier because of such things. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So going forward, we would have discussions on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. The wonderful exposure you gave. And let me now invite our Mr. Ashok Sethuraman to talk about energy conservation. Energy management. Mr. Ashok? Mr. Ashok, your volume. Ashok, you are muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Am I clear, sir?
Yeah. Now it's clear.
Thanks for giving this opportunity to the Secretary and the President of IIPE, and to the co-speakers for sharing their innumerous informative thoughts to the audience, and it is a wealth of information to us. Now, basically, continuing technological upgradation. This is what we are talking. I'm going to talk about the plant engineering and to the plant engineers and to the plant utility only. Say, basically, in India or in throughout the world, we can say the energy loss that is happening in all the plant utilities around 20%. It is a macro view. So if the efficiency of the utilities at part loading is if it is the focus now, definitely this can be improved upon. So the optimizing the loading of utilities and refining the energy inputs to the production machines and to the utilities, this is more important. This is where we are going to work on it now. And to start with, all the utilities in the plant, right from transformers to electrical distribution to motors and other things. See, transformer, if it is by the IS 1180, this one, the latest transformers, when it is catering to the mixture of linear and non-linear loads, automatically the loading is taken care, and this is where the improvement can be done on the transformers. Then on the electrical distribution, this house arresting the harmonics, especially on the non-linear loads, and then the power factor improvement, especially on the electrical distribution side, we are going to revisit to the basics only. And as far as the motor is concerned, we are all talking about the full load efficiency of the given motors for the past decades. Now, the part load efficiency or the sustainable efficiency of the motor during the part load, that is more important to us. Coming to the compressor, many of the industries, they are only looking to the compressors. If you look into the compressed air treatment, definitely it will give you a win-win situation to improve the overall compressed air system. Pumps replacement, thanks to NMRP and all these pumps replacement by the government agencies through BE as well as EESL. This pumps replacement gave almost 30% energy savings to the new pumps, but the piping improvement, this is where we are going to concentrate in the industry. While the end-to-end pressure drops, it is huge. It can be addressed to now as such. Fans and blowers. This is basically a variable torque loads. Everyone talks about the CFM or the flow in meter cube per hour only. But if you are able to talk about the static pressure, which is the indirectly visible parameter that has to be addressed to, definitely the indoor air quality or the thermal comfort, especially on the HVAC segment, and all the aspects can be improved upon in the industry utility as well. Coming to the boilers and steam distribution, whatever may be the loading, if it is the automatic control of the flue gas, especially the oxygen trimming of the flue gas is done, automatically the boiler efficiency can be improved upon sustainably. Coming steam distribution, all along we have been tuned. We can think of giving a moisture separator at the load end as well as at the boiler end. Definitely this can improve upon it. Coming to the HVAC segment, HVAC and refrigeration segment, we just follow the Pareto principle, where we see if we are going to focus on the AHU, on the air circuit, and on the water pumps, on the water circuits, definitely these two are going to decide the compressor running status. The main compressor, it's an energy guzzler compressor. This can be addressed to as such. Bureau of Energy Efficiency says only one aspect. What is the loss between the cup and the lip? This is where we are going to target that. The energy losses happening in the end to end. This is where this can be targeted, and the voltage drop that is happening in the plant. This will say whether the industry, the health of the industry, especially the maintenance health of the industry, is healthy or not healthy. These are all the symptoms of inefficiency that can be tracked upon. Thanks to the, in fact, our Balamaran was suggesting a lot of IoT based things. The IoT based sensors and detectors and monitoring, everything can take up this, and will give a lot of inputs to the industry to improve upon this as such. This increasing the PF at load end and reducing the house arresting the harmonics at load ends. Now the industry is targeting more because the PF penalty, especially during the COVID times, and the harmonic penalty, it is just booming now. It is going to come up again. So we can definitely target on this. As far as the compressed air is concerned, the pressure drops are there. It is a compressed air is a dynamic process variable that is happening in the industry, especially in the utility. If this is taken care of from end to end at variable, and especially the leakages, the variable leakages that is happening in the compressors, if this is addressed to, we can definitely have the compressor system as in generation, in distribution, and the usage. The efficiency can be definitely be sustainably be improved. Regarding the water pressure optimization, especially on the water circuits, auxiliary water circuits, maybe it's on the cooling circuit or in the heat transfer circuit. If we are able to monitor the pressures across the heat transfers, across the exchangers, across the plate type heat exchangers, across the cooling towers, definitely the water pressure drop and water pressure optimization will definitely improve upon the flow as such. So ultimately, for the given industry, continuous improvement, especially on the energy conservation and energy efficiency, can be achieved by going for automatic controls and IoT based products, especially on the monitoring. This is more of an important thing that is to be done. Thanks to, I think our Dr. Mukesh Rai is going to dwell upon more on the vibration monitoring. That is also very much important. That is still in the nascent stage, that has to come up in the industry well. But this thermography has taken up in a very big way in the industry. In fact, wherever we go, the thermography is already taking place in an excellent way. And in fact, throughout the world, the thermography, the industry or throughout this one, where the energy guzzling environments, people are using, the members or the engineers are using only on the electrical side. If we can concentrate the thermal imager, maybe it will give a crude output, but definitely it gives a go-no-go effect. That is, where there is healthy, where it is not healthy, it can definitely give. So the energy auditing practices using the thermal imager, especially in the industry areas where the prone to hotspots as symptoms, this can be addressed to. not only in the electrical prime mover side, but it is on the process flow train. This is where in fact, I have been doing energy audits for more than 400 industries till date, where we concentrate almost for the past 10 years, we are using the thermal imager. It's a part and parcel of the energy audit, which gives a lot of inputs. Wherever the wrong-uns, wherever the things are the hotspots, is the symptom of inefficiency, especially on the not only on the energy flow as per the Sankey diagram, but it is on the process flow also in the industry. This can be definitely be touched upon, and it can be further improved upon, researched upon as such. So this thermal imager can be used not only on the machine condition monitoring system, on the raw energy and the raw material process movement, as well as the product delivered to the market at the output, as well as the energy and material that is going as exhaust. Whatever the energy that is going as exhaust, that is, if that is to be curbed, if that is to be reduced, automatically we can see the process output increases and the input energy decreases. Overall, the specific energy consumption increases. The MLM and MLA, though we say it is meant for the society, this micro level monitoring and the macro level analysis, this is only what is needed by the industry, and the Bureau of Energy Efficiency always targets the mantra B is only to monitor all your energy consumption and indirect energy monitoring so as to target the energy reduction. Coming to say, I'm just touching upon the different areas of utilities where the compressor is a main area in many of the industries where we find the generation efficiency is at a loss. From 150 watts per CFM, many industries are operating at 250 watts per CFM. This can be improved upon at the generation side, especially in the compressor house. At the distribution efficiency, you have to see to it that the two receivers are working in tandem, one for the control of the pressure at the towards the compressor side, the other one is towards the demand for the process side. Arresting the leakage, this is the non-visible leakage. Now the sonic imagers are available. It is very much, see, in a short time, in a day's time, many of the leaks can be spotted. This is the shortcut to achieve the energy savings, especially in the compressed air utility as such. So IoT based monitoring, especially on the control of process compressed air, especially on the compressor receiver, air receiver temperature, and as well we can monitor all the suction air intake temperature also. We always think it is a free air delivered to the suction of the compressor, but it is not so. It is totally starved. This can be controlled upon, it can be monitored, and it can be definitely be reduced further to achieve the overall energy efficiency. Coming to the fans, either the centrifugal fans or the axial flow fans, it is a variable torque load, especially in the industry. The enormous energy savings is possible. In fact, over the recent years, we have achieved such a huge energy savings, around 30% on the existing systems. Many people will suggest we will go for EC fans as a total system replacement. But as an energy auditor, we always suggest to go for energy conservation in the existing system on retrofitting and replacement of subsystems so as to improve the overall energy efficiency of the blower systems. Choosing the right sized impeller instead of a forward curved impeller, especially on the HVAC systems on 5 HP and 10 HP fans, if this made as centrifugal backward curved impeller or airfoil impeller, definitely this improves a lot. Around 10 to 15% this can be improved upon. The system resistance, this is where the ducts and the end to end, the static pressure drops. The static is not monitored by the industry as well as by the OEM, especially during the commissioning system, the air changes and the indoor air quality or the thermal comfort, everything can be addressed to if you are going to monitor the static pressure from the blower end to the delivery end as such. The fan performance curve, this is more important for the given fan. See, the industry has started buying, has already bought the fan like a commodity. Let us buy the fan based on its fan performance curve. Using the fan performance curve, we can make use of the VFD, which will definitely improve upon the fan performance curve, and it will see to it that it will try to chase the best efficiency point of the fan performance curve and will maintain at the best efficiency of the fan. As well, if you are able to resize the bells and pulleys and the resized pulleys, definitely this will add, it is a combo effect of combo energy savings of VFD and an addition of resized pulleys. Definitely the energy savings which we have seen in the industry, especially on the AHU segments on the HVAC and on all the boiler ID fans and all the FD fans, in all the waste collection blowers in the process, we could see around 30 to 40% is possible on the existing system. This is more important. So the tip clearance, these are all on the maintenance side that is taken care, as well as VFD is a better solution. It's an efficient solution, retrofit compared to the damper, and that can be definitely improved upon as such. Retrofitted, and it can be made automatic control based on the static pressure control. It can be made to operate. So it is just a gist of the energy conservation possibilities that is possible in the given process and in the utility. It is a continuously deployable improvements that is available to the industry. So please go for energy audit, go for energy conservation. Automatically, the energy efficiency will be achieved by your industry, and it is a win-win situation for the industry. Thank you. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
Mr. Mukesha, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah. You too.
Thank you. I'll share my screen.
Ashok, I think.
Yeah, I'm just switching off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good evening, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. I really thank National President Mr. Shekhar, Mr. Prakash, and all the people who are responsible for organizing this event. And thank you very much for inviting me for this event in the for today evening. So, dear fellow engineers, first of all, let me wish you a happy Engineers Day. And it was really a nice talks that I heard over last 1 hour approximately. It was really enlightening. And what I am going to talk about is more on the instrumentation side. And I will not really be, I mean, with the time that we have today, I would just be giving a glimpses of, what is available in the market. And then maybe, we can think further about it. So as we already heard, the role of plant engineer is what? I mean, he is responsible for redirecting the smooth operation of the plant, whether it is smart plant or whether it is an old technology plant or a new technology plant, whatever it is, but the plant has to run smooth. And this is what is the role of the plant engineer. And what is the importance of this? Very simple thing, customer retention and satisfaction, because if your plant is running smooth, you are able to deliver the goods to your customer on time, good quality, and then finally you have to retain him and to his satisfaction. Lower cost of production because it's a competitive world, and ultimately you need to make some profit to run your company and be profitable. And in-time deliveries, so you don't have unprecedented breakdowns and things like that, so that you run very efficiently. Now, how do we ensure that? So we heard about various technologies, and yes, technology really helps us. Ultimately, okay, we human beings have 5 senses, but then we need to enhance some of them. And with a lot of technology available, it is possible to do that. And it's a very important step towards Industry 4.0, which is basically a smart manufacturing. And this is what really facilitates to do that. So I will be quickly showing what are the possibilities. So basically, when you say predictive maintenance or reliability-centered maintenance, what you are talking about is maintain only if needed and predict the health of the production machine. This will help you to run the machine smoothly. That is, you will not have unprecedented breakdowns. You will maintain the machine only if required. It's just like monitoring your heart. You monitor it, but you don't maintain it unless it is really required. So only if you have a problem, then you maintain your heart. But otherwise, what you do is you keep watching it, you keep keeping it healthy, without really stopping to open it and check it out what is wrong. Similar with the machines. So run the machine, monitor it, and maintain it or shut it down only if it is really necessary to minimize your shutdown time. So one of the technologies very, very popular for this is vibration monitoring. So the time when I started off my career, I mean, it was more like a vibration meter, maybe analog meter, a little bit into the manually tunable filters to give you some frequency idea. But things have changed completely over the last 30 years. And you can today find a embedded vibration analyzer, which could have, information that, there is a bearing defect. It's a kind of a wear of the bearing. And what is the confidence level of this machine to say that, yes, it is, a bearing defect. Or if it is unbalanced, then what is the confidence level? My confidence level is, let's say, 75% that this is a problem of unbalance. This you can directly see right on your screen. And as earlier speakers talked about the smart technology or something, so artificial intelligence is kind of built into this kind of boxes. Or, of course, it can be further networked together to share the information, either your company-wide or your, even with the other companies and things like that. So the things are changing so much, and then it can be done very easily by an engineer who is just basically trained on how to use the equipment, and he can do a lot of meaningful analysis of what is going wrong with the machine, or how long do I have before I have to take a shutdown, and then can I use this time to order my spare parts so that my spare parts would come just in time. I don't waste money on stocking the spare parts, which I can, use it by this lead time and then, maintain my machine. So such kind of, tools are available today, which can be very well utilized. And I'm sure that many of the industries are already using them. Thermography, my earlier speaker just spoke about this. Yes, thermography is a very, very useful tool at various applications. I mean, I'm just showing one photograph here, which is basically the motor. But many years ago, I have seen that it is also being used for things like, cement plant. They are using it for knowing the refractory lining of their kiln. So, by taking a thermal image, that, yeah, it has started wearing off. What is the extent of wear? When should I stop the kiln to, reline my refractories? I mean, various applications, many applications. It's also a very, very powerful tool. Wear debris analysis. This basically, as the blood runs in our body, more or less every rotating machine or a reciprocating machine has oil, which is, lubricating this. And if you analyze this lubricating oil, you can get a lot of information at a very, very incipient stage. So if you know the aircraft, for example, after a certain number of hours of flying, their oil is analyzed for finding out anywhere particles which can be traced into it. And from this, the condition of the engine, the condition of the other machineries of aircraft are predicted and then taken up for repairs whenever it is needed. There are many areas in a plant, or there are many machines in a plant which are huge. And if you want to look at the interior of that, many times it is very difficult, or you may have to disassemble some important part of it to see. However, if you use some such things like endoscope, which I have shown a picture here, and with this current technology, it is very, very efficiently done with a very good resolution. You have a very, very powerful or very high resolution camera at the tip. And then you have a possibility to maneuver this tip after inserting this tip through a very small hole inside, let's say, a turbine, for example. And you can inspect all the blades without dismantling the turbine. And such many applications. So there are many such equipments available today, which can be utilized for maintaining the machineries, running the machineries more efficiently. And apart from that, as the first speaker, Mr. Dr. Pratibhan, had talked about, interaction of different professional institutions and the availability of different professional institutions to interact and to share the knowledge. So I would say, let's say, for example, Indian Institution of Plant Engineers. I am a member of this institution since almost 1990, 91. And I've really found it to be so useful. I am primarily a instrumentation man. I'm more of an communication and instrumentation engineer. However, I learned a lot about mechanical engineering, application of this instrumentation to vibration, condition monitoring, and things like that. And I really thank the institution like Indian Institution of Plant Engineers for this. Recently, this Council of Vibration Specialists has been formed in India. And the objective of this institution is to share and guide the industry in the area of vibration monitoring on various types of aspects. Not only rotating machines, reciprocating machines, even structural vibrations and things like that. And so such institutions are there in India, and they are really having the membership from various specialists who have academic experiences, who have industrial experiences, and then it will be really good to interact with them and enhance your knowledge and apply it to your industry. So this is what I have to say at this moment. I will end my presentation here, and I'm open to any questions, anything which is required. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sham. Thank you very much for your illuminating talk. Thank you. Now I request all the participants, they can remove the mute and video also. So they can ask questions. Prakash, if you chat, some 14 questions have come, I think, I don't know. Just check out. I request the participants to come out with questions so that we can get more elaborate description or.
Sir, I'm Sitaram here.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, happy Engineers Day, and it was an excellent evening. I think what we should know in about 3-4 days' time has been actually packed nicely into 1 hour. I thank all the presenters because we have the good experience of all the technologies mentioned, and we know the vastness and also the depth. Thank you very much. We'll stay connected. I think it's a wonderful program. Thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Prakash, did you get any questions from the chat?
No, there is no question, sir.
Okay. So if any questions are there from the audience, you can remove your mute. All the audience can.
No, in maintenance, I'm Samarkanti Ghosh. In maintenance, as it is said that so far the compressor is concerned. So the compressor to increase the efficiency, there are many other things also, and that a pipeline, a very long way we are going to the pipeline, and at the end of that pipeline, whatever the pressure we are generating, we are not getting the same pressure. It is dropping somewhere. It may be because of the leakage, or maybe because of the bend, too much bend, and maybe because of the inner surface. If the inner surface is smooth enough and the bend is as much as eliminate the bend possible, so then the efficiency of the compressor definitely will be increased.
You are right, Mr. Ghosh. And normally we say the compressor has to operate at a laminar velocity of 10 meters per second at the headers. And that is why intermediate receivers and tail end air receivers are introduced or retrofitted so as to smoothen the air velocity.
Yeah.
Agreed. Thank you.
Yes.
These days, those special aluminum pipes are also coming, which don't have much friction.
Yes. Now, even the Kirloskar has developed some chemical by which the internal surface is making smooth, very smooth.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you for the information.
Actually, I'm also a lead auditor for ISO 9000, 14000, and 45000, and also many standard I'm doing the audit. So when I do the audit, I have seen some are in the for the boilers also. So boilers also the downtake pipe where from the moisture or the water is taking out, draining. So that is not properly, it is blocked somewhere. Then the insulation is not proper. The easy access is not there. When they are doing the access insulation, once they have done and forget forever. So there is no access. If anything repair to be done or any insulation has gone, so it is very difficult to again repair it. So for the better maintenance, I think when we are planning for the pipe laying, that time we have to plan in such a way that the access should be there so that in time we can do the repair. That also a good point.
You are right, Mr. Ghosh. Normally, we say the moist insulation is the best conductor, especially in the steam lines. So it is always better to totally avoid the moisture in the insulation material. Definitely, this will improve one. The other point is introducing the moisture separator, especially at the boiler, and millions of boilers are running in India, you can know. And a moisture separator is not provided in all the package boilers. If it can be retrofitted, definitely the wet steam can be definitely be reduced, the wetness can be reduced, and the steam quality can be definitely be improved upon.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Any questions?
There are many points for discussions because you know, I was also in maintenance. I was in Ordnance Factory, Ministry of Defense, and I was in maintenance. 27 years I have done the maintenance. So there are many points to be discussed, but it will be a very lengthy one. So, okay.
Any questions on the newer technologies, smart technologies like IoT and all? Because nowadays all machines are requested with IoT enabled.
Yeah, yes, yes.
We should see that some simple automations are introduced in many of these activities, interlocks, and I mean, so that the mistakes don't happen. Many times we try to get over the safety devices in the machines in urgency of handing over the machine to the production. That results in a bigger type of damage. That is one point that we have to take care. And insulation is one of the important part of the, energy audit. And whether it is cold insulation or heat insulation, so many new products are coming, which reduces and which is very easy to implement. So thermography and the non-contact thermometers, all these things will help to cut down those, identify those things and take the corrective actions. Earlier, this thermography and other things were not that popular, or when we started our career, it was not available. But now the technology has improved. Even compressed air leaks can be photographed, and in a short time it can be corrected. Earlier only we used to use that soap water test or ultrasonic flow detector, but that is all old now. So these new technologies are available, although they are expensive. Institutions like Indian Institution of Plant Engineers, they should have some of the instruments at their premises so that it can be hired, or our plant engineers can go and carry out that work so that it will be a source of income and sharing of the knowledge. I think in Mumbai or other places they are doing. Hyderabad we are doing, but it is only testing and certification of the pressure vessels and the mobile equipment, cranes, etc. So this is my advice after 40 years of experience in plant engineering and energy audits.
Very good idea. Very good idea.
Thank you, RGK sir. It's an excellent from the field experience from the field. It speaks by itself. Thank you.
Mr. KVR Murthy from Hyderabad want to join. Please unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself, sir.
Sir, I unmuted.
Yes,
So
sir.
everybody, namaskar. Happy Engineers Day. See, I just wanted to share Mr. Mukesh Shah. He has explained about in the last slide about the Vibration Analysis Institute. So that is a very great institute which is required, and engineers has to focus on the vibration analysis and debris analysis, which is a very valiant point he has said. I want to know where is this institute, how to associate with that institute to the plant engineers, and how to make these vibration engineers to make vibration engineers across the country and do a marvelous job. I want to know something about this institute, where it is, and what are all the members and all that.
Sure, sir. CVS was recently inaugurated. In fact, it was inaugurated on 15th of August. The basic idea was, behind this was that, you might be knowing the Vibration Institute, which is in US.
Yes.
And they are primarily, conducting the examinations for certification, and then, various other things related to vibration. And in general, they're quite expensive. Some of us who were, connected with this vibration science, I would say, or vibration technology, some 15 of us decided to think about it, and we have some academicians professors from IIT, for example. We have some people who have been working with Reliance and such industries. So all of us got together and thought about it, and this is how this was formed. And the idea is to exchange the knowledge and to help each other, and then promote this as a non-profit body. To help the industry to start with the student chapters. So currently the headquarters is Mumbai, and very shortly we will have the chapters at different places. So currently we are working on Bangalore, for example, and then even at some other places. You can get the details on covs.in.
Okay.
covs.in.
Okay.
And it's like any other professional institute. We are open to the memberships of different categories, depending on your profile, depending on your experience, maybe right from student till corporate members and institutional members. So, and we are really looking for a lot of exchange with the industries and academia and individuals, so that this science can be really promoted in the Indian industries.
Right.
And as Mr. RGK, I don't know your name, sir, but as you suggested, it's a very valid suggestion. And this is also being planned at our institute. We are still very young. It will take some time for us to generate some funds to own some such equipment, which can be used by some experts within the institute to help the industry, or maybe even rent it out to the industry, so that these can be utilized. So this is definitely a very, very good suggestion. We are definitely working on that.
Long back, about 15-20 years back, we had that instrument. It checks up the condition of the lubricating oil, where it was supplied from Delhi. So when you put that oil, when it passes through that, if it takes more time, it is due for change. And one of our senior members, Mr. M.G. Padwal, he was very good on vibration.
I know him.
Yes, and our Professor B.V. they were also masters of vibration. They did a lot of business. We should take their help.
Regarding vibration and your oil health monitoring and all, CMTA has got a very good setup. Central Manufacturing. CMTA Bangalore has got a very good setup on all this vibration analysis, oil monitoring, everything. Lubricant equipment, and they do the services at a very, very nominal charges.
Please share their address and contact so that we'll contact them.
Sir, I want to put a question to one of the panelists, Dr. Balamurugan. So we have the technology in the plant for the process and other things. You take example of the in the electricity distribution, other things. As you know from the inside, like engineers, we know the technology used and other things. But the common man, they are using the technology in the communication, etc. But how far the technology has come to the home of the consumers through the electricity. That is, we don't see the technology like in the transformer, whatever may be the cables, like happening in the telecommunication. It's not happening in the electricity
Power.
area. Like maybe in power area, like Mumbai city, other places it has happened, but not in private power they are doing, but not the government sector is not doing. How far we are? Example, if it is 100%, how far we have reached that level? I just want to know from you, sir.
Sir, it's a nice question, but as a government servant, I'm having the pride and I need to reveal that information. So because all the government sector is a large industry, so where the implementation will be slow and steady, and it is being done in an effective manner. We could see that before and all, we could see that the power would be going off. We don't get an SMS. But even before the power is going off, right now you get an SMS saying that Urja Mitra, a message would be coming up saying that the power is going down, and it would be even within the seconds you would be getting the power regained with an SMS saying that your power is resumed. So that is one thing such an experienced by the consumers. And the second thing is about an SMS saying that your bill has been generated, and you also get 2 to 3 times reminder where the payment gateways are given. And Bharat bill payment and other ammunitions have come up, and we could see that for generators, AMR has been implemented, and all the generators are connected with automatic meter reading, where the generations would be automatically counted and the bill is generated, HT billing too. So that means that a billing cycle for monthly or bi-monthly, or it could be a cyclic process. So all these things are being automated on a handheld device. Earlier, the people would be coming up, putting up wrong readings actually. Nowadays, HHD, so handheld devices are there. So they go there, and going forward, a man would be riding his bicycle or a two-wheeler. That side means all the meters would be read within a seconds. And that is the one thing going on. Going forward, it is going to be a smart meter where your API. So every day you can also have the prepaid as well as postpaid meters coming up. Nagar and KK Nagar area, a lot of changes have come up, and in a few a few hours or few days you will be experience all such things, and it is all in the pipeline which is being implemented. But your experience is well appreciated when during this COVID period there was no downtime. So that means that not an easy joke to maintain a power supply continuously. So but still it happened, and everyone was enjoying inside the home, or else this pandemic would be a pathetic situation. So hats off to all the engineers, and proud to say that moment. So I hope that all these exposures are due to this IT and innovations only, and IoT and Industrial 4.0 is implemented in all such areas. And IPDS is one such project, Integrated Power Development Scheme, where your instantaneous connection. So earlier you need to roam around or bribe people to get your connections. Right now it is only online. Just click on with 2 to 3 information saying that you are residing in this area. Your location would be helping you to get a connection. So all such primary things has been done, and secondary is about the electric vehicles. Going forward, the charging stations and other things are going to come up. In that case, electric vehicle which where power supply would be tapping up at any moment. In that case, maintaining the power is unknown by any individual. So, but maintaining such a grid collapse is being stopped because of this planning and execution. Hope we rock. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Messages are coming on the smartphone whenever there is a power interruption.
Whatever you tell is correct. We are getting those SMS from the even from our Bangalore electricity Bescom.
Hyderabad also it is there.
When the
You
power
get
is shut
that
down, they
message.
give an SMS. This area you will not get power. Half an hour you will get it, like that. It is a very informative thing. Otherwise, earlier we are guessing.
RC Shekhar, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kannan here from Bombay.
Yeah, tell me that.
Balamurgan sir, you spoke very well. I have only one question to ask. I had seen a video of a battery of electric vehicles being charged, and then one of them caught fire. And then what had happened was this battery of all these vehicles which were being charged they all caught fire simultaneously in a very short time. Is there any safety hazard of this happening is what I wanted to ask, because I don't know anything about electric vehicles and their charging safety features.
Yes, sir. So we for charging station itself, there are 48 ISO standards that has been implemented, and the safety measures have been ensured. The video which was circulated was from a foreign country. Going forward, even Ola has come up with the liquid battery sealing. So that is one of the new advantage where the temperature is going to be constrained with India, because every part of the country would be having a temperature less than 20 degree, but in India, normal temperature in winter itself, it is going to be 27 or 32. So that means that holding up a battery charging means it may go up to 50 degrees Celsius also. So that means that in that case, if any combustible materials are there, it combust or it may burn. So as you've seen in the video, it may also happen. But the safety measures have been already ensured for fire and other things, but battery cannot be quenched with water. So that is the problem with that video, which was emphasizing on that area, where foam or other sort of materials need to quench that one. And a vehicle which is also very costly affair. So like we get a battery with 30 lakhs to 70 lakhs only. So that means to say a car cannot be entirely blocked because of the foam or other areas. So they may have stopped it, may have. That's where it was burning, but it has a provision to isolate the grid. So that means that the car was burning, but the grid was not what to say, like it didn't affect any people. So shock or other things, because the next guy was moving the bus also, which made it to have more complex opportunities to burn all the three vehicles that was there in the video.
Yes.
So yes. So,
yeah, thank you so much. That was very, very, very valuable input, because I was very concerned after seeing that. I said this electric vehicle is now going to create more problems, is what I was thinking. But now after listening to you, I know that there is going to be a lot of safety measures put in place. But in India, accidents happen even without having to think about it. That's the way it happens in India. So I don't know if that's going to be a constraint for this technology or not. But surely, we would like somebody like you to take up, the aspects of feeling more safe with engineers like you, telling us, yes, these are the safety features. Sometime in the near future during the year, if you can, kind of enlighten us on this aspect, we will also be very grateful to you. Thank you so much. Very nice.
Kannanji, regarding safety of these battery rooms and battery charging stations, there is a carbon dioxide flooding system. On a fire occurs, automatically a carbon dioxide flood will come and quench the thing. But as doctor told, it depends on what is the kind of effect these quenching materials will cause on the parent equipment. We have to see that one. But there are systems which can quench the fire immediately also.
I'm talking about the practical angles, R.C. Shekhar, because what happens
practically, in the factories, we have got for the battery setups, battery banks of UPS batteries and other batteries. We have got this. It is compulsory, mandatory. We should have a carbon dioxide flooding system.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, it's very nice that we are having the very pertinent questions, and I totally agree with Dr. Balamurugan. We are going to follow. You see, as I'm from CPRI, transmission, generation, distribution, standards and codes will be followed in total. I think the preventive measures will be instituted. I think this is a big subject which is being discussed in all the utilities. Dr. Balamurugan has already pointed out. Possibly this will take it up a separate, I think, presentation. I think all the aspects are covered. So, but we have to still take care of certain aspects which is overlooked in the West, especially about the environment, temperature, and the toxicity of certain elements which are nearby, especially gases. So I think all these points are getting covered very exhaustively. Each electricity board utility is covering, and CPRA is supporting these activities in a very big way. We'll know more good news about it as the time rolls. As more number of vehicles are going to come out. Thank you.
So What the time? 8:50. Any further questions? Can we sum it up?
Thank you very much for organizing this, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Shall
you.
we sum it up? So,
Shekhar, I just have one more very quick point. I
yeah.
think all the points mentioned today are very nice,
Yeah.
especially starting with the embedded electronics, especially leading to automation and Ashok Sitaramanji's circular economy, and then finally a very good working force in the area of vibrations. I think all these our engineers are getting to know about it, and the students are not knowing about it. I think there is a very definite need to connect the two. I think we'll work in that direction more and more. This is a very good effort, bringing all the experts together. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank all the presenters. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you. Shall we sum it up? And
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
so let me thank the speakers, Dr. Parthiban, Dr. Balamurugan, Mr. Ashok Sethuraman, Mr. Mukesh Shah. We had an excellent talk from all the four speakers in various angles. A lot of information, useful information, and that was very visible by the lot of questions and clarifications which are sought. Because most important points which came up during the discussions was, during Parthiban's talk, he had very good database present, and he emphasized on the need of this interaction or interface between the professional institutions and academia, so that the students get to know more practical things, and also the industry. It should be an interface between professional institution, academia, and the industry, so that the students are benefited. And one point which he told about the certification courses from the professional institutions is a very valid point to be thought of. We should certainly have the certification courses so that the credits can be given to the students, because professional institute can handle it in a more practical way and in that aspect. And also he pointed about the interactions between the professional institutions, so that exchange of knowledge and experience could be there. Of course, Balamurugan speech was excellent, and he has taken us through the next 3-4 years on the IoT and IIoT, machine learning, 3D printing, artificial intelligence. And of course, that will be the way of life in the future, whether we want it or not. It will be there. And we have to, as it is always told, change will be there, and we cannot avoid change, and we have to adapt ourselves to the change. These are all changes. Our experienced person in maintenance is told about 40 years what was the thing, and that is not the case now. It is entirely changed. Maintenance systems have changed. Yeah, nowadays machines are all having their inbuilt diagnostic systems and correction systems also. So like that, the technologies have changed, and similarly, we have also to adapt the change in technology and our ways of functioning. We had an excellent talk from Ashok Sethuraman, very practical aspect, and in various equipment, how we can save energy, especially if we emphasize on audit. Audit is a very important thing, especially thermography and energy audit, because that is where you find out where the problem is. And then if we can work out on making a priorities and your 80-20 or whatever it is, and then to prioritize and focus on how to save your energy. And main focus is get down your lessen your specific energy consumption. That should be the target. And Mr. Mukesh Shah brought out very important point on condition monitoring. Don't do anything until it is needed. You monitor the condition only if it is needed. You do the work. Otherwise, you need not spend. Maintenance is a costly process nowadays, so you should do it only whenever it's needed. And to decide when to do is by the various vibration analysis, condition monitoring, all those techniques are available now. As he told, the very valid point, what he told was way back in, I think in the 80s, we used to do this condition monitoring of bearings. When he told about the analog meters, no, he used to take the readings, put it in this, a lot of work. Analysis itself will take 4-5 days or 1 week. And nowadays, the equipment itself tells you what is the thing to be done straight away. So that technology growth has helped us to do things in a much easier, faster, and more effective manner. So he brought out those points for the need for condition monitoring and only condition-based maintenance. This is an excellent talk. The time is very short. We have not got only the glimpse of that. And as Sitaram pointed out also, we should take this to the students, and how we take it to the students. We should see each topic is a topic, one-day topic in my opinion. In an elaborate way we can conduct. We'll try to plan it in the future, especially as IoT, energy, and other things has to be done in a very elaborate manner, so that we go in depth. Now we have got a bird's eye view. Now we should go in depth on this. Thank you very much for the excellent exposure you have given. Thank you very much, and thanks for all the participants who have joined and interacted. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Prakash, you want to
Thank you very
conclude?
much.
My thanks to all the panelists who have taken time, and in a short period of time they were able to respond, and they have spent their time, valuable time. My thanks to all the panelists and our National President also for initiating this program. All the participants, our chapters, our members, thank you so much for your active participation. I hope we soon meet in the next program in near future, maybe in a week or so we can meet. Thank you so much. Take care. Happy Engineers Day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks a
very
lot.
much, everyone.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
Bye-bye.
much for arranging such a good meeting.
Ashok.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You want to take a